drama. Music hitting your heart, cause I know you got a soul. Hey, listen if you're missing, y'all. Swinging while I'm singing.
So for the September 2017 episode of Fandom Feature, I am here to talk about what I think is one of the greatest films of all time. For me, the best film of 1989. First of all, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you for this episode of Fandom Feature, and you couldn't have picked a better day to come and watch, because the movie that we're going to be talking about is one of the most timeless and most relevant today, even with the political and social events that are taking place in this country and around the world. This is one of Spike Lee's earliest works and a movie that pretty much made him a household name. And that, of course, is Do the Right Thing, starring himself, the great Ossie Davis, Ruby Dee, and a whole bunch of unknowns at the time well known. Let's go through the list. You have the late Bill Nunn. You have an unknown at the time Samuel L. Jackson. This film introduced Rosie Perez, a very young John Turturro, and if you look real hard, you might even find a young, unknown Martin Lawrence in this film. So this is the story of a man named Mookie who was a young black boy growing up in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, in an extremely hot Saturday summer. He works for a white Italian-American man named Sal, and he owns a famous pizzeria in the neighborhood, and all he wants to do is get through the day, get paid, and then go off to see his girlfriend and son on a very hot summer's day. And this is a movie that is filled with so many important messages. It's got an amazing color palette, extremely incredible and unique production value, not to mention a beautiful score that is done by Spike Lee's father, Bill Lee, as well as some very popular political songs at the time. This movie is a very interesting and very monumental watch for me, for everybody. When I first saw this movie, I didn't even know it existed. I saw it in my film class when I was in college, and after seeing that movie, I was blown away by the power of this film, the messages that it was trying to send, and the overall feeling of this film, because while it is extremely serious, Spike Lee does make a film like this entertaining, funny, and fun to watch as well. There are even some parts of this film that can be discomforting to see, especially for a lot of people who are really enveloped in demanding PC culture. But I feel that a movie like this, with the bars that it pushes and the boundaries that it crosses, it really sends a very positive message to the viewers. And probably one of the most interesting things about this film is how the film ends. It's a couple of scenes that some people really didn't want to see because of how it would make people feel at the end of the movie, but at the end of the movie, what I understood is pretty much what the movie is supposed to be saying. Its title is Do the Right Thing. We have choices to make, and we come to crossroads every day when it comes to making those decisions. And at the end of the day, it's really supposed to be, how are these decisions going to impact ourselves, impact the people that are closest to us, and impact the world around us? Is it supposed to be a pacifist move? Is it supposed to be a radical move? We don't know. But at the very end of the day, it's supposed to be how you feel, how you judge the situation, and how you are willing to think for yourself rather than giving in to a groupthink. This is a movie that I can't recommend enough. I really feel that you should take the time to see it, especially if you are booktubers out there and you are going batshit crazy over a book, The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas, and you can't wait to see the movie when it comes out. Do not, and I repeat, do not go and see this movie until you see Do the Right Thing. You will not regret seeing such an impactful and important film in film history. This is a movie that I own. This is a movie that I can watch multiple times, because I have. I love this movie. It is one of a kind, and it is one of the greatest films of all time. So see Do the Right Thing, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave your comments in the box below. I'd love to have a discussion with you if you've seen this movie, because I know so many people who have not. And I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.